Good evening, everyone. Thank you to those who are able to join the public hearing today. I would like to start by noting that the City of Paterson is committed to affirmatively furthering fair housing to ensure that access to housing is not impacted by race, color, national origin, religion, sex, familial status, or disability. As previously mentioned in the public notice, the city is seeking HUD funding for the proposed project through the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Resiliency Grant Funds. These funds will contribute to protecting low to moderate income households from being disproportionately impacted by hazards by implementing effective flood mitigation measures, which will protect lives and properties within underserved neighborhoods. Additionally, this project will have a positive impact on low and moderate income residents citywide due to the protection of the 300 McBride Avenue Firehouse and Pennington Park, as well as the environmental, social, and economic benefits of implementing nature-based solutions of disaster resiliency. Now I'll turn it over to James McGrath, who is our municipal engineer, to discuss further.
Thanks, Habib. So we are proposing this project. We're in the preliminary stages, and it will directly affect the entirety of Pennington Park as well as the McBride Firehouse. Memorial Park sits between the two, but it's at a higher elevation, so it's not going to be as affected. Everyone in Paterson that I've spoken to has indicated to me that in the hurricanes we've had in the past, the Passaic River has obviously risen and it's flooded out Pennington Park completely. It has flooded out the McBride Firehouse parking lot, and I'm sure a lot of the people who live in the areas that are highlighted here in yellow between Henderson and Webster along McBride Ave, among others, are directly affected by all of the floodwaters coming down towards the river, and then obviously the river coming up this way. So this project does not take into account any of this floodwater coming down here, but we are mainly concerned with preventing the Passaic River from topping over the existing banks along Pennington Park and to the rear of the firehouse here. Our project is hopefully going to prevent some of the damages that have been experienced in the past, and some of the people who have been put out, whether it's, I think we've got up to 30 homes and up to 10 businesses that are in the area that has been affected directly by the floodwaters from the Passaic River during these hurricane events. So what our preliminary proposal is about 2,000 feet of what we're calling the Flex MSE, which is a mechanically stabilized earth retaining wall, ranging in height from 4 to 11 feet, running from, as you can see, the edge of Pennington Park all the way over here. We're coming all the way around the fields, coming around the parking areas, behind the baseball field here. And then we're also going to be including, we're going to be including the McBride Firehouse as well. The layout of the wall is preliminary, so we can, best serve all of the areas that we're trying to protect, as well as not reroute any of these floodwaters to areas that would be further impacted. But the proposed top of the wall is going to be proposed at this New Jersey flood hazard area elevation, which is several feet above the 100-year storm, which we have experienced previously. So we have the McBride Firehouse parking lot up here at elevation 128, which is a little bit higher than what the top of our wall is going to be. And we're hopeful that, this will take in the floodwaters rising and protect the firehouse, and especially protect the entirety of Pennington Park, which was just redone. And we're obviously hoping that it will serve the public for years to come. So the application for this project is going to be finished up and submitted by the middle of December, in the next couple of weeks. The total amount available for this grant is up to $5 million. We are currently estimating that we are going to request somewhere in the neighborhood of $2 million for this project. Now, that number is not anywhere close to final. We definitely have to do some more analysis for the cost estimate. We just got the costs in for the raw materials, which just comes in at about $500,000 for this product, Flex MSE, which would allow Paterson to pursue LEED green credits, which would go a long way towards making this a greener city and a better place to live for everybody. There is going to be no displacement. All of our work is going to be behind the firehouse and in this public park. There's going to be no displacement. We're not going to affect the day-to-day lives of anybody, any businesses, any residences, anything like that. So that's my short spiel about this proposed project. Obviously, if anybody in the public has any questions, at the end of this session, Habib is going to present contact information. If anybody listening, watching has any questions, feel free to raise your hands, send a message on the chat, and we'll be happy to answer it during the session. But I'll hand it back over to Habib for the remainder of this public session.
Great. Thanks, James. So, as James just mentioned, we are asking the public to provide any comments or questions, and we will be, accepting them through Tuesday of December 12th. James also mentioned that we plan on submitting that application on December 15th. So it is really important that we get those comments and questions, if any, from the public by December 12th. And the best way to send those questions is my email address, which is HKAD for Delta ER @patersonnj.gov. That's Kader, KADER @patersonnj.gov. So feel free to send any comments or questions, and we will definitely be responding. But again, December 12th is the deadline for those questions and comments.
That's it from us, Habib. I think engineering has presented their portion.
Perfect. Awesome. Then just waiting a couple minutes to see if there are any questions coming in.
Okay.
If not, we can close this public hearing.
Okay.
Ryan, anybody in the queue that wants to talk? Ryan? IT? Anybody from IT? Ryan? Hold on, Ryan's calling me on the phone. Nobody else joined. There's no callers. There's nobody in the queue.
Okay. All right. Then we can go ahead and close the public hearing. But again, I just want to reiterate that any questions and comments on the application, they need to be submitted by December 12th. And if you want more information on the application itself, you can visit the city's website, and there will be the application where you can take a look at. But other than that, yes, please submit your questions, comments, if any, by December 12th.
Habib, is this also on the city's cable channel?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
So I guess we can close the public hearing. Thank you, everyone.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Habib.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too.